WRRS!
WRRS, bring you the latest intermediate school news.
We're all in this together. Once we know that we're all stars and we see that we're...
Hello, intermediate school, and I want to welcome you here to channel WRRS on February 3rd, 2021. I'm Elliot Bale. This station prides itself with bringing you the latest intermediate school news. On this date in 1947, the coldest temperature in North America was recorded in Snag, Yukon in Canada. It was negative 63 Celsius or negative 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Brrr! And in 1994, a woman astronaut took control of the Space Shuttle Discovery. This was the first time ever that a female has operated a spaceship as a pilot. It is also National Carrot Day and National Girls and Women Sports Day. Let's find out who the week's students of the week are. Congratulations. It's library time with Mrs. Hahn.
Hello, intermediate school. I cannot believe it's already February. This is absolutely crazy. The year is flying by. Here is a quick shot at last week's emoji story title. This title was Fish on a Tree, and that was written by Linda Malloy Hunch. Okay? So, like I said last week, this is one of our newer titles that just arrived here in our most recent shipment, and it's been checked out a couple of times. Actually, I see that it's checked out. It was just checked out last week, so that's great. If you haven't read it, it gets great reviews, and I highly recommend it. And like I said, if you read it, I would love to hear what you think about it because it's on my to-be-read list. Okay. Here is a shot at this week's emoji story title. This is a graphic novel that we have in our collection. It's not new this year. We got it last year, and it's been checked out a few times, but I think it's could be checked out more. It just gets overlooked. So I highly recommend, once you figure out what that title is, maybe coming down and checking it out. And then I want to highlight that February is Black History Month. And Mrs. Johnner and myself I came up with a huge list of titles that we own in our library, and Mrs. Johnner has worked hard to pull as many of those books as she possibly could. And we have those on display down here in our library. So there's lots of books about civil rights. There's lots of books about hair love, all sorts of things. So if you're interested, make sure you come on down and check out those displays and grab a book for Black History Month because they are amazing. I hope you're all doing well. Stay healthy and happy. And make sure you come down and check out a great book for February break. Have a great day.
Have you checked out a book lately? It's time for counselor chat.
Hey guys, it's Mrs. Bailey back for another counselor's chat. I want to show you something really cool outside the library. We painted on the wall the word kind. Now you might notice a letter is missing. That's because we want you to be the I in kind. There's a square on the floor, so I want you to come and stand in the square and get your picture taken, and you will be the I in kind. So when you're standing here, the word kind spells out. It's really cool, and it's a reminder for you to be super kind and spread positivity throughout our school. Now when you get your picture taken, we're going to print it off and hang it up on the side. You can see a bunch of people have done it so far, but we really want everyone to do it. So remember to be kind, and I can't wait to see your photos.
Now it's time to find who the next person is to get a pie in the face for good attendance.
Hi everyone! Mrs. Walter here, and I'm here to announce who was voted in to get the next pie in the face for good attendance. It's here in this red envelope. Drum roll, please. And I'm going to open the envelope right here in front of you. And the person is... You ready? You ready? Here it is. Mr. Kelly! Congratulations, Mr. Kelly.
Next week we will see the pie to the face. I can't wait. Keep watching for those pop-up votes. You will find them in an assignment online. Maybe an email from your teacher, randomly in your Google Classroom. So keep watching. But make sure when you find one, you vote.
You could be a superhero just like me.
Hi boys and girls, today I want to talk to you about how to figure out the genre of a book when it's tricky because it seems like some of what's in that text is real facts and information and some of what's in the text is a made-up story. So how do we know what to label this book as for its genre? There are a few different types of examples of books where this happens. Some of you know the Ranger in Time series. Ranger is a made-up character, but when he goes back in time, he's in real historical events that really happened in the real world, and you're learning information about them. In Esperanza Rising and books like that, you're learning historical information. Those events really happened. Sometimes there are characters that are real people who really lived. But the main story is made up of characters who have been created by the author. If we read a book that has some real history in it, but it's a made-up story, we call that historical fiction. And that's a genre that lots of us have heard of. There's another type of book that I want to talk to you about that's a little more tricky and a little bit confusing. Some of the books that you might be familiar with that do this are the Magic School Bus books, where we have made-up characters who are learning facts along with the reader who's learning the same facts and information, and the Magic Treehouse books, where the children are going and learning information but the story's been created, and even some of the books we use in school, like this one, where we have photographs which are sometimes a cue for us to recognize that it might be real, okay? And even in this text, a glossary, which again is a text feature that's most often found in a book that's telling you things that are real. But in this case, as you can see in the photograph with the penguins are real. That is a photograph. But the characters that have been overlaid are cartoons, and the whole storyline is children that have been created by the author going to an aquarium and learning about the animals there. So if we have a book that has vocabulary for you to learn and a glossary and photographs, but a story that's been created, do we call that an informational text or expository text? Or would we call it realistic fiction because it's been made up, although it's made to sound realistic as if it might really happen? Which one do we do? Well, if it has real facts and information, don't let that throw you off. If you're learning at the same time that the characters are learning, focus on the fact that they are characters. They are characters who made up, and the storyline about how they're learning those facts and all of that information was created by the author. That means that the genre would be realistic fiction in the case of these books about children going on field trips. Realistic fiction because it sounds like it could happen, but the characters in the storyline have been created. And it's just an extra bonus that you get to learn alongside the characters throughout the story. So, historical fiction and fiction, realistic fiction where you're still learning something, can be tricky to figure out, but I want you to remember those tips and be a great reader. Have a good day.
Thanks, Mrs. Fridman. This brings an end to our broadcast today. Remember to keep those masks on when you're supposed to, wash your hands, do the vampire cough and sneeze, and be respectful to others. Okay, say it with me. We are respectful, we are responsible, we are safe. We are Red Raider Strong.